All right, so I'm going to show you how we feed the cats. So this will be sitting out for you, but basically what I do is I do one of these big things of tuna. Don't drain it because I actually like the juice of it. And then 3 of these. So you'll see once they realize that you're here to feed them, they're kind of like all over you. So what you have is this, and just the sound of it sort of like scares them away, and that way you can like at least have a place to work. So you're gonna take the dishes, and on this counter, I like to do it here because I can kind of like keep them at bay while I'm getting it ready. You're gonna fill it up. So let me show you what that looks like. All right. So once they hear the clanking of these dishes, they haven't shown up already. They will. You may find that 1 or 2 of the cats don't come out of hiding because they're a little scared. Rogan, who's our gray cat, he may not. And of course, Shiva is the one who's in her own apartment, so she may not come out. She shouldn't come out. She should be in her own little space. This guy, this black cat with no tail, this is Ozzy, and he's the one who has to eat separately. And I'll show you what you have to do with that, because otherwise he eats all of the other cat's foods. So all I do is I open this guy up, and they all get a little bit of this one. No, Farley, no. You can hear them. They know food is coming. So just a little bit in each one. Try to be fair about the distribution. Obviously, they're my children, so I don't want anyone to feel favored. So just like that. And then don't bother trying to give like each of them a little bit of everything. Like it's too much of a pain to do with like 5 little food bowls. So all I do is just break it into thirds until there's nothing left. Ozzy, the one who has to be separated, I usually give him the most because he is just a food hound. And so like while everyone else gets a third, Ozzy gets like a half of one of these because he's a growing boy. So I usually use the dark dish for him just to be like, that's Ozzy's dish. Like, I know that one is for Ozzy. And if you're worried, if you're like, I don't think that's enough food for them, there are extra little cat food cans, just, whatever you want. Like, don't make them sick, obviously. So, in the end, they all end up kind of looking like that. So that's how many. Okay. So they should be fairly respectful while you're doing this, because you're gonna have this in hand, and the minute I even hold it up, they like freak out. They're like, please don't shoot us. So the next thing you have to do is you have to separate Ozzy. So let me show you what to do with that. So this is Ozzy. He's a little black cat. And Ozzy, come on. Yeah, Ozzy knows that he has to eat separately. So you just put him down there. And then you close the door. And then you'll see the other cats are waiting for theirs. So you take their food and, come on guys. You'll see them all charging over each other. And you just put their food down. And obviously I'm doing this one at a time. Normally I just bring them over like 2 or 3 at a time. You'll see Farley is usually the last one to eat because he wants to make sure everyone else got food first, because he's my little He's my eldest boy, and he's definitely like, is everyone else okay? Like, he's the carer. So that's what it looks like. Everyone's eating and happy. And then you'll see Ozzy's behind the door. So with Ozzy, what I will usually do is I will go up, and while Ozzy is eating, I'll go and feed Shiva in her apartment, which I'll show you in a minute. And that's, sorry, it got cut off. So anyway, so while the other cats are eating, while Ozzy is eating separately, I'll go and feed Shiva. She's in her apartment, and I'll show you that in a minute. The other thing that I need you to do is to make sure that all the dry food stations and all the water stations are full. There are 4 of them. So there's 2 upstairs, there's 1 on the main level down here, just like where you feed them in front of the windows. I'll show you that in a minute. And then there's 1 in the basement. And just make sure that they've got enough water, make sure that they've got enough food. There's bathrooms on every level, so just use the water from the tap from the bathrooms. It's no big deal. Okay, so I'm going to show you Shiva's apartment. If you come into the kitchen and then you look on the back, there's some stairs right up there. That's one of the doors to get into Shiva's apartment. We may have her in the basement, but I don't think so. I think we're going to keep her up here. If we do have her in the basement, don't worry about separating Ozzy to eat. They'll figure it out. It's fine. Yeah, so this is Shiva's apartment, and we have to keep her separate from the other cats because she fights with them because she's a diva. And she thinks that she should be the only cat. So if you would like a cat, I got a cat for you. You can have her. She's a pain in my butt, but she's very, very pretty. And that's Shiva. Hi, Shiva. Yeah. So Shiva gets her own food, but she also gets her own medicine. So what I do to feed Shiva, and you don't really have to worry about like separating her like you do with the other cats, or like having her jump up and try to eat while you're getting stuff ready. Like, you don't have to worry about a spray bottle with her. So Shiva gets 1 whole one of these, but you have to give her medicine. So this is Shiva's medicine, and she gets 1 whole dropper full. So Shiva has anxiety because of course she does. And so all I do is I just take that, and she won't eat the whole thing at once. Like, she's a lady. She does lady things. So I just put the dropper actually like while it's still in the can, like that. So you can't see it because it's clear. It's made specifically for pets. And then I just kind of mix it up a little bit, because if it's just sitting on top, she'll try and eat around it. Because while it's supposed to not taste like anything, I guess it does have a little bit of a taste. But she needs it because she has anxiety. And so, especially if we're going on vacation, she's going to have some anxiety going on. The only cat that Shiva kind of gets along with is Lynx. He's the big sort of stripy, long-haired kitty. But if any of the other cats get in here with her, you have to kind of shoo them out because she will be very upset. So that's Shiva's food, and then you just, it's really, I mean, she's easy. Hi, honey. You just bring it over here, and she will eat it. There she is. So this is another one of the food stations that we've got. There's 2 up here. So it's a food and water station, so it's big thing of food, and then for the water, you're just going to refill the water and make sure that they've got enough water. So I'm going to show you how to refill the water. It should not be completely empty like this one is, but it's pretty easy to refill it. So let me stop it here. Okay, so for the water, take it over to the sink, and you're just gonna upside down like this, which means the water that's in the actual bowl is gonna come out, and that's okay. And then you're supposed to be able to twist it. There it goes. Twist it, and it should come out just like that. And then you take this part off. Fill it like thus. Put that guy back on. Make sure it's screwed on right. And then you take this side, and just like that. And then it'll just refill the bowl. So that's it. So the other water station that's up here is in my bedroom. So you can go, what the heck? That's attractive. So you can just go into my bedroom and do the same thing for that one. And then there's one in the basement, which I'll show you in a minute. And then there's the one on the main level, which is where all of the cats are. So speaking of all of the cats, let's go ahead and let Ozzy out, since he's probably had enough fun in there. And Shiva is eating. Bye-bye, Shiv. So while she's eating, I'm going to sneak out of her room because she will try and get out. She absolutely will try and follow you out and be like, I'm in the house now. Haha, you have to catch me. Which is a total pain in the butt. Because we do not want her in the gen pop. Okay, so looks like everybody's done. We're done eating. We're just sort of milling about. So now we're going to release the Kraken. We're going to let Ozzy out. All right. You ready to come out? Come on. Yeah. Is that enough fun? So, and then what I will do is go grab his dish and just put it with all the other dishes. And you'll see, like, immediately he goes to eat everyone else's food because he is a pig. Okay, so that's it. That's all you have to do. Let me show you. I'm going to stop this really fast. I'll show you the other food station that's in the basement. Okay, so I'm going to show you the food station and water station that's in the basement. And you'll see Lynx is guarding the door. He is the sweetest cat. He's very sweet. Can Mommy get past you? Excuse me. Thank you. Okay, so like when you first get in here, it's like super dark. You're like, I'm going into the abyss. Just the light switch is right here. This is where my husband does all of his insurance selling and stuff and basically makes the money so that we can live in this nice house full of cats. All right, and then the other switch is kind of weird. It's this one, and that'll turn that light on. Okay, so the other food station is down here. And so it's next to the door. Just like look for the door, and it'll be down there. And the main thing is that you don't want any of the cats to kind of get like trapped down here. So make sure that the basement door is propped open. The only exception to that might be if we have Shiva down here. So if Shiva's not in her apartment, she might be down here instead. In which case you do the same routine with her. You just keep Ozzy as separate as possible when you feed them. Do not put Ozzy in the same closed room as Shiva because those two fight, like really, really badly fight. So yeah, I think that's it. If you've got any questions, you've got my cell phone number, and just do that for us, and we really appreciate it. Thanks.